Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me today. This is a question and answer video where I'm answering people's questions that they asked me last week. This video I publish every single Monday, every single week, and I'm answering people's questions from last week. Any questions any of you guys have, any questions at all, please go down below in the comment section, ask me anything you want, and I'll answer them next week, next Monday, in the next Q&A video. Something I like to do every single week is make a recommendation, a suggestion. It could be a channel, it could be another channel, it could be a book, it could be a something you take, supplement, something like that. So this week I'd like to recommend another book by an author named Carol K. Trueman. The book is called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. And as you guys know, if you guys watch me, I stress really hard on we have to process emotion and be aware of our feelings. That's what feelings is, aware. And a lot of our past traumas and past pain and stuff like this, we try to bury and ignore and numb and suppress, and with addictions and all kinds of bad, ugly stuff. And we don't need to. Even the bad stuff, we need to process emotion. The bad feelings you guys have, we can process these things so they don't have to feel bad anymore. So, and doing that is very toxic. It's very unhealthy to do that. If you want to feel happiness and joy, then we also have to feel all of our pain and ugliness and depression and fear and sadness and stuff like this. We have to feel them all. And they don't have to all feel so intense and so bad. Okay? So this book should help you guys do that. Process emotions. Deal with your past pain, things that hurt. Okay? Because emotional pain, things like shame, is misunderstood. We don't understand it. We internalize it and process it as, or not process it, we internalize it as something that's our fault, something that makes us bad, not good enough, things like this. And it's not true. People aren't like that. It's just somebody else made you feel that way. So we need to understand and process emotion. So, yeah, you guys asked me a lot of questions about this. So this would be a good book. Someone recommended this to me and said it really changed their lives. Really, really changed their lives. And anything that helps you guys learn how to process emotion, be aware of what your body's doing, and be able to feel these feelings and regulate them and stuff like this. I highly recommend doing this. You guys don't have to feel so much fear and anxiety and depression and things like this. These things can go away. We don't just take drugs or a pill or have sex or eat or work all the time. That's not how it works, and it's miserable. So I strongly recommend that book for you guys. Check it out. I'll put a link down below in the description box to Amazon for the paperback. Okay. Something else I like to do every other week about is I recommend something called Shane's Law Petition. Shane was a victim of a very long smear campaign from a narcissist. Some narcissist smeared him and his wife for a very, very long time. And back then, Shane had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn for answers or help. And eventually, Shane took his own life. So somebody started a petition so that Shane doesn't die in vain. And so this petition is to get a law, to activate a law to keep people from attacking people, in society. It's just not right. And with the internet on the rise, and people are just, with no, they can just be a name, just a photo, and they don't have to take any accountability for what they do and attack people and ruin people's lives. And I don't want to see society go that way. And it's not just because I'm being smeared so bad for so long. It's just, I don't want to see society go there. I want to keep my community clean, so to speak, by getting rid of garbage like that. Okay? So if you guys could help this petition by just following the link down below, Shane's Law Petition, it'll take you to the website where all you have to do is just sign it real quick. I'd really appreciate all of your guys' support. You don't have to have gone through this to support it. I hope you, especially all you guys out there that say that you're empathic and empaths, you should try to understand what this does to people if you haven't experienced it yourself. If you haven't, I'm so grateful that you have not. But anybody that's experienced this will tell you it's a horrible, horrific experience. So please do what you can and just follow the link, sign it, and I appreciate that. Thank you. So let's get started with all the questions. We got lots of good questions this week, like we do every single week. Thank you very much, you guys. I really love the feedback I'm getting. You guys are really kind, and you're telling me how much I've helped you guys. And some of you guys come out and say, "Oh, I've been answering your questions, or you've been watching my videos for a couple years, and it's been really helping you." So I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm helping you guys unless you tell me. It's help is subjective, isn't it? So it's not up to me to decide if I've helped anybody. It's up to you to decide if I've helped you. And so it's really nice to know that my work and my time is paying off and you guys are benefiting from it. So thank you very much. And your questions are awesome. Your support for each other is fantastic. I want you guys to think of my channel as a information booth, and I want my comment section down below to be a nice little community where you guys feel safe to be open and vulnerable and reach out and connect with each other and ask the questions that you guys are afraid to ask. I want you to be able to feel safe enough to ask them here. Thank you. So let's get started. First question is from Nora in Algeria, which reminds me, thank you, Nora. Please tell me your location. That's the only thing I ask for, you guys. Ask me a question, just tell me where you're from. It really helps people here in this community feel a little connected, a little validation. It's not just them, okay? Thank you. So Nora's from Algeria, and she asks, how can narcissists be masochist? He used projection, called people gay and pedophile, showed everyone he is straight and religious. So we've got someone very judgmental, don't we? And judgmental people comes from insecurities, doesn't it? From our own insecurities, our feelings of we're not good enough ourselves. Right? So if you think he's a narcissist, if he is a narcissist, what is that? That is the product of the lowest self-esteem that you can possibly have, right? And so when we feel that way, when human beings feel that they are the lowest people in the world, right? What they do is they counter that. They counter that with ego. They don't go out there and fix it and achieve its success and do it the right way. No, they go around and just try to convince you they're magnificent, that they aren't just equal like everybody else. They're better than equal. I'm better than you, right? So interesting that he calls everybody gay and a pedophile. This kind of projection is scary when you think of a lot of the times people call other people usually has something to do with them personally. Interesting that he decides to call everyone gay and pedophile, and then he shows everyone he is straight and religious. He's got something going on with homosexuality, doesn't he? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. But here we have a judgmental person, and we can't judge people. We can't compare ourselves to people. We have to look at people and appreciate the uniqueness of everybody and realize that we're all different, but we're all equal. We're all equal. We're all right here. And the more we compare ourselves to other people, the lower our self-esteem gets. And here you have a narcissist with the lowest self-esteem ever, and you can see what happens is they end up being very judgmental, and where would that get you? Where would that get you, right? I'm sure not everyone he meets is a gay pedophile. So, yeah, I don't know what to say, but you didn't really have a question, Nora. If you do, please ask me. But, yeah, this is judgmental, a narcissistic trait, being judgmental, people that judge other people, right? You want to know who a narcissist is, right? In this community even, you've got some people that are actually narcissists acting like they're here to help people, right? How do you know? Well, one very, very clear way to see another channel as a narcissist is they attack other channels. They're very judgmental. They judge other people and judge other channels, right? Lisa from Canada. Hello, Lisa. Do you think he thinks about me and the horrible way he has ended our marriage? How does this not bother him? He is not hoovered. I feel I have no value. His family has not stood up for me. And Lisa suffered a 30-year relationship with a narcissist. And it's just awful. I mean, this is just awful, Lisa. And, you know, these are things that take a long time to heal from. And it's not just feeling better. It's really clearly understanding 30 years of ignoring and excusing and coming up with, false narratives. Because if I have to live somewhere that sucks for 30 years, I got to lie to myself. You didn't just sit there and everything he did, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. This is awful. What am I going to do? You said, oh my God, that was bad, but hopefully he won't do that again. He was just drunk. He didn't really mean it. He was upset. He's been abused, so that's why he's like this. Things will change. It will get better when we get a new job, make more money, move over here, right? So 30 years of unraveling all this stuff, And so you have a lot of questions here. Does he think about you? Well, I wouldn't know, but why not? How do you be with somebody for 30 years and not think about them? There's something that us victims don't understand. And it took me a long time to understand too. They say they love you. Then they say they miss you. And then they hoover you and want you back, even after they break up with you and stuff like this. All of you, this is a good exercise. If you feel that someone who abused you also loved you, okay, if you're confused with that, then simply write down what they loved about you. You should know. Either they told you, or you should just know. What are the things that they said they like, or they want you to keep doing, or they miss about you? And it will be all shallow, materialistic, physical things. It won't be anything that has to do with exactly who you are. It'll have to do with something that anybody could do. Make them feel good. Have sex. Give them money. So that's what they loved about you. They loved your physical attributes. They loved how you were in bed. They loved that you paid for everything. So, do they think about you? Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of narcissists get obsessed even with their victim. But it's all sexual. It's all physical. They don't care who you are. Easily replaceable. I just go right on to the next person and get what the things that I like. What I'm saying is the things that are important to them are totally different than the things important to you. Typically. The things that they love about you, if that's love, aren't the same things that you want them to love about you, or the things that you appreciate in other people. They don't appreciate these things. They don't care. They don't care about the things you care about. That's why I have people write a standard list. What are the things that are important to you in people, in a future mate? So something I have my clients do is write a standard list, and that's write down. And they'll tell me, well, I don't even want to date yet. I don't care. This is an exercise that does many, many things besides just what you want your future mate to be. If commitment to you is lifelong, then be aware of what you want to commit to before you meet someone. Trust me. Before you get attached to somebody that you don't love, that you don't care about, that you don't like. Someone that has qualities that you don't care for or doesn't have any qualities, right? Write a standard list. This person must have this. The person must have this, have this, have this. These are things that are important to the person you want to be with. Honesty, loyalty, integrity, self-respect, respect for other people, things like this. And the list goes on and on and on. But some of those things are morals and values. And if those are important to you, they should be important to people in your life. And if you're going to commit to somebody for the rest of your life, they better have similar or same morals and values. Your abusers that you lived with, that you married, that you have children with, didn't. They don't. They don't have similar morals and values. So that's not what they like about you. I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand that. He has not hoovered, and you feel you have no value. Because you're letting people put a value system on you. You're letting people value you. You're putting your worth in their hands. So by waiting for someone to hoover me, my worth goes down. By telling that person, don't you ever contact me again, and blocking everything, your worth goes up. Does that make sense? I hope so. Keep asking me, guys. Keep asking questions and questions and questions until you understand. Please. You said his family has not stood up for me. It's his family. And I know that you were with him for 30 years, but what do you want his family to do for you? He's their family. He's not going. Your marriage is between the two of you, not the whole family, Lisa. Your marriage was a marriage between two people, you and him, not the family. Not your family, not your mom, not your dad, not your son, not your daughter, not your brother, not your sister, and not any of his family. You two, the two of you. And we don't expect people to take sides like it's a fight or a contest or a war. We handle this maturely. Okay? Don't forget where he came from. That family. If he's so toxic and he abused you for so long, why would we expect his family to be happy and healthy and there for you? They weren't there for their own family member. You know? Take control, Lisa. Take control. Start making choices that raise your self-worth. The higher your self-worth is, the less you want him to hoover you. Your worth is so low that you're hoping that I will mean something, I will be significant if he hoovers me. Then I matter, then I care, then he cares about me, then I am somebody. You decide that, not him. You're letting him decide it. And it'll always be down here when we do that. When we allow other people to determine our worth, or we look for external validation and things like this, it's never enough. Boom, 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 boom. We compare ourselves to people. We judge people. We allow people to determine our self-worth. We don't make decisions for ourselves. We allow other people to decide where our life is going, what we think, how we feel. No. You determine who you are. You determine your self-worth. Nobody else. And that goes for all of you. Don't you ever, ever, ever let somebody else's opinion determine who you are. And we don't let anybody determine our self-worth. You've been doing it for 30 years, and that's why it's so low. My recommendation is to, if you're not happy where you are, don't keep doing the same thing. Don't wait for this guy to hoover you. And don't allow somebody to determine your self-worth. You determine it, Lisa. So you write your story, okay? And when you're ready, you stop being the victim and you start being the hero, okay? Good luck, Lisa. Thank you. Irene from England. Hello, Irene. I asked lots of questions. Sorry. Stop apologizing or don't do it. And that goes to all of you. If we have to apologize all the time for what we're doing, either stop saying you're sorry or stop doing it. But I'm asking you guys to ask lots of questions so you don't have to apologize for doing it. Maybe responsibility is the wrong word, but wouldn't it be a natural response to help or make someone else feel better? Of course, Irene. Irene asked, I think the last couple weeks, you've been asking questions about responsibility for emotions. And I'm trying to tell Irene and everybody that we are responsible for our emotions, not anybody else's. And so we don't try to make people feel better and stuff like this. We can. It's nice. That's called a gesture, right? I say something to make you feel nice, feel good, feel better. You know, of course, I value that. That's important to me, but it's not important to everybody, okay? And it doesn't have to be. People don't have to do that. I just want to make that clear. And we can try to help someone feel better, but it's not our responsibility. And that's very important to be clear on that. Or people will hold you responsible for how they feel. Or you will do it yourself, Irene, right? I don't want to hurt anybody, and I know you guys don't want to hurt people, but when we do, all we can do is like apologize for it, reassure them we won't do it again, things like this. But they must make themselves feel better. It's not our job to do that. And a lot of people who don't know how to make themselves feel better, like narcissists, will do that. They don't take responsibility for their emotions, and they're codependent, and they make you take responsibility for how they feel, for what their body's doing. And they're like, I feel like this, fix it, do something, entertain me. I'm angry, you better get angry with me. I'm happy, don't bring me down. Be happy. Yeah, we must be emotionally responsible. And that means responsible for our own emotions and to fix them and not put them on other people. You make me feel like this. No, I feel like this when I'm around you. So what I'm going to do about it is this. See, instead of you make me feel like this, what are you going to do about it? No. I hope that makes sense, Irene. Don't feel sorry and keep asking me. Please, more. Ask me more about this topic until we understand. Thanks. Next question is from Lana. Lana from Indiana. I'm not sure if I've always been this way or just after abuse, but I can't feel anything in my body. Why? I only feel anxiety and panic. Is there something wrong with me? Well, that's not right? That's not how we should be processing emotion, right? But it's normal under your circumstances, which I don't know you specifically too well, Lana, but I'm guessing you're recovering from abuse. My real guess is that you are recovering from childhood neglect, is what's most likely the problem. So, anxiety, panic, depression, these are emotions. They're long-lived emotions, aren't they? Who feels anxiety for a few seconds? Who feels depression for, a minute? These things tend to be longer, aren't they? I've had anxiety for, a few days. I've had anxiety for several years. I've been depressed for 30 years, right? Happiness sounds short-lived, isn't it? So what's happening is, one thing that people need to know is emotion is our body doing things, okay? And feelings is awareness, what that is. And we need to feel what our body's doing so we can meet our needs, so we can do things about it, so we understand what makes us feel good. I want to remember that. What makes us feel bad? I don't want to do that again. I want to fix this. How do I fix this? Well, I listen to my body and I figure out what that is and what is it from, and then I take care of it and make that feeling go away. What you're doing, Lana, is I feel scared about something. I'm trying to ignore it. Something makes me feel uncomfortable. Well, just don't think about it. Something I'm scared about, what might happen next Tuesday. I'm going to cross my fingers and not talk about it and go maybe have drink some alcohol or smoke a cigarette or maybe have sex with my boyfriend or a one-night stand, or I'm going to go out and date somebody tonight, or I'm going to stay at work and I don't want to be finished working. And there's all kinds of things that people do that don't like how they feel and they don't know what to do about it. Emotion, think of emotion as one thing. And if I want to numb any of it, then I'm numbing all of it. So we have different emotions, and we have good ones and bad ones. I'm obviously trying to numb bad ones. Then I'm also going to numb good ones. It's just that anxiety and panic are so overwhelming, you can't regulate those or control those. So we take antidepressants, right? Those are actually called anti-emotion. I don't like how I feel. I'm taking pills to numb it. Then you can't feel happiness. You can't feel joy. You can't feel good. You'll feel a little bit, but not all the way. Just like you feel a little anxiety, but you don't have an anxiety attack. Does that make sense? Drug addicts stop taking drugs, and now they got to feel their emotions. A lot of times we stop living with our abuser and we stop blocking our emotions now. And now we have all these emotions coming up. And what's wrong with me? What is this? Oh, your brain's saying it's okay to feel. It feels safe to feel now. You're not ignoring, numbing, suppressing your feelings. So, you're not sure if you've always been this way. I'm pretty sure you have been. This is learned behavior. And we learn about this in our childhood. Our parents give us emotional attention. And that's what we do. Then our attention and our focus is on our emotions as well. And then that's how we give ourselves our emotional needs, by listening to our emotions, our body. When we have parents that ignore this, we ignore this. When we have parents that have voids, then our attention and focus goes on to their void, their emotions, their feelings, not ours. Hope I'm making sense. Hope I'm making sense. Thank you, Lana from Indiana. Jess from Portland. Hello. Good to see you again. So good to see you again. Thanks for dropping in and telling us how you've been. Jess has been with us for a while, and I've answered lots of questions for her, and she's made lots of good choices to get her life back on track, and she's in a better place now. I just wanted to read what she wrote. I want to show my gratitude and appreciation to you. I'm in a good place, and it all started with you, my friend. Lots of self-growth, lots of books. Wake up grateful. I have peace and happiness into my life, so I just want to send blessings, positive vibes, and love to you. Thank you so much. I found myself and love myself, growing emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Awesome to see. It's so great. I'm so fortunate and lucky to be able to be in so many people's lives, be a part of it, and watch you grow. Watch you have better, more successful lives. It's amazing. Thank you. And thanks for coming back, Jess. I appreciate that. So nice to see you doing better and feeling better and making good choices and stuff. Awesome. Thank you. Inspiration for others. Thank you for writing that. Next question is from Maria from Canada. Hello, Maria. Why do they discard you and then stalk you? P.S. I love your videos. Thank you, Maria. That's confusing, isn't it? They throw you away like garbage and then they stalk you. Makes no sense. Sounds like somebody very confused, huh? Very, very confused. They don't understand life. They don't understand relationships. They don't understand people. They don't understand the great, amazing things that people have to offer. You know? Like who people are deep down inside. The actual uniqueness of somebody. They'll never see that. Don't care. It's all value. You have a value. They're so emotionally unstable. They don't process emotion like I was talking about. They stop with how they feel, these bad feelings they had since childhood. They try to block them, ignore them. They have sex all the time. They date. That's why they're such serial daters, dependent on people. Make me feel better, help me feel better. I don't know how to make myself feel better. So all these emotions in your life make us feel really unstable and makes you more impulsive. Impulsivity comes out the most in relationships. You'll see it the most when they break up, end relationships, go back together, the cycle, or just end every relationship they have. This is a sign of impulsivity. And when we do things like this, we regret them. We regret our behaviors. We are ashamed of our actions and our choices. And so we don't want to acknowledge them. We feel like bad people. We don't want to tell people I'm sorry. We don't want to acknowledge it. We just ignore it. We hide it. We suppress it. We do all these things like it never happened. You know, your boyfriends and girlfriends that acted all crazy and weird and said some weird stuff at nighttime, and the next morning they're making you breakfast and everything's perfect, right? Never happened. Everything's fine. Impulsivity. So they discard you because they hate you. You know, people like this tend to idealize and devalue. Idealize and devalue. I love you and I hate you. I love this restaurant. I hate this restaurant. I love this city. I hate this city. I love you. I hate you. I want to break up with you. Get out of here. Oh, now I feel stupid for breaking up with you. Now I feel dumb. Now I'm too small to even ask to get you back. I feel so ashamed of myself and hate myself so much, I'm not going to even apologize. You must hate me because I hate myself. And so I'm going to stalk you. I'm going to follow you and see what you're doing. I'm going to decide my own self-worth by what you do. I'm waiting for you. You must come back to me. I can't go back to you. I have to break up with you. Right? Remember that? In grade school, junior high school, all we cared about is who broke up with who. You know, Lisa broke up with Jeff. Oh my God, Lisa did? Or did Jeff break up with Lisa? No, Lisa broke up with Jeff. Oh my God. Oh wow. Poor Jeff. It's just impulsivity. They're not in control of their behaviors. That's a big major part of personality disorders. Not very in control of their behaviors. Massive impulsivity due to emotional instability. Can't fix things they've done because they're so ashamed of themselves. They can't be vulnerable. They're too insecure. They can't ask for what they want. They can't tell you what they're afraid of. They can't apologize for their bad behaviors. I hope that makes sense, Maria. And I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Get police involved. A lawyer. Marty. Hello, Marty. I'm still not understanding how this could result. A person may develop NPD from incidents of shaming during formative years. What kind of shaming and how severe? I thought this would make someone scared of their own shadow. And I thought that was an interesting phrase that you used. Scared of their own shadow. They might be. They might be. So you're asking me, you say you're still not understanding how a person develops narcissistic personality disorder. And you're saying that it comes from shaming. It's not one specific thing. It's parenting, and it's culture, and it's genetics. Genetics, culture, and environment, how you were raised, okay? And doctors still haven't pinpointed on exactly what kind of raising does it. It's just titled inappropriate. Not just shaming. Imagine telling a child, I could come up with all kinds of scenarios that could form narcissistic personality disorder, okay? Like always telling your child how great they are. It doesn't have to be massive abuse. Tell them how great they are for no reason. And you're telling them that they're better than other people. You're better than all your friends. You're smarter than all your friends. You're better looking. You're faster. You're quicker. You're better at this than everybody. And what they're doing is you're forcing them to compare themselves to everybody. You're forcing low self-esteem on them. That's just one. They also neglect their emotions. No, don't be afraid of that. That's stupid. Don't tell us anything, Scott. Just get out there and do it. So they're emotionally neglecting them. There's all kinds of different things that go into play with that. But it's also about who they are and where they're brought up, their culture. So, Marty, take a narcissist, okay? And say this narcissist was treated a specific way, brought up a specific way. Here, in America, right? But say you take the same narcissist and the same parents and you move them to India and the parents treat them the exact same way, but now that they're in India, maybe he won't be a narcissist now because they're in India. Or replace that child and put in a different child. Now there's different genetics. Maybe he won't be a narcissist. Do you understand? There's so much into play. There's so much. I know you want to pinpoint it and put your finger right on it. Narcissists make narcissists pretty bad. A lot of narcissistic parents will raise narcissistic children. If that helps you, if that helps.